everybody, welcome back to Curiosity 777, and I'm going to bring to you tonight the part 2 of H.H. Holmes. In the first part, we got into his childhood, what little bit they told us, and as you know, he did some pretty messed up things, like he tortured animals, and like I said in the first video, it wasn't only the animals he tortured all his victims, and it didn't matter if they were men, women, or children. This guy had no mercy, but he was a genius with his mind. He knew exactly how to hide the bodies and what to do with them whenever he was done. So he basically built this place that was called the Murder Maze. And this was a pharmacy that he bought. And ironically, when he bought this pharmacy, the pharmacist disappeared. What do you think happened to him, y'all? Like, this is some crazy effed up shit. He did some pretty bad things. Like he killed anywhere from 20 to 200 people. How is that even possible? I don't know, but he did it for years over time, and he knew how. And he built this building 3 stories high, and he also had a chute in the basement. But I'm gonna be quiet for now. I'm gonna play a little short clip just in case you missed anything from the first video, and this will tell you a little more about him and give you some more detail, and then I'll be back to talk to you guys some more. So I hope you enjoy and you're relaxing on your Sunday night.
Dr. Henry Howard Holmes, or as he's known to the rest of the world, simply H.H. Holmes. My name is Matt Jarbo, and here are the top 5 facts you may not know about this man who's estimated to have murdered up to 200 people before being caught. Number 5. He stole cadavers and disfigured them for insurance money. In 1882, Holmes attended the University of Michigan's Department of Medicine and Surgery. While enrolled, he would frequently steal cadavers from the laboratory, disfigure the corpses, and try to pass them off as people who have died in accidents, in order to collect the insurance money from policies he took out on the deceased peoples. He would eventually perfect this scam and use it against women who worked with him, but mysteriously died soon after. Number 4. His murder castle was a mystery to everyone except Holmes. In 1886, Dr. Henry Howard Holmes began to work at a local pharmacy owned by Elizabeth S. Holton. He took over the store when Miss Holton mysteriously disappeared, and soon afterwards, Holmes purchased a vacant lot across the street, where he proceeded to have a 162-foot-long hotel constructed. The Murder Castle, as it was eventually called, was built by several different contractors whom were frequently fired when Holmes feared they became too suspicious of what his intent for the hotel was. The castle's bottom floor consisted of his own drugstore and various other shops, while the top floor held his personal offices, as well as a labyrinth of rooms and doorways opening to brick walls, stairways leading to nowhere, and oddly angled hallways. Number 3. Holmes's murder rooms allowed him to kill without detection. When H.H. Holmes felt the urge to kill, he would use a variety of murder rooms in his castle to accomplish his goals. Most of the rooms were soundproof so that none of the patrons of the drugstore could hear the cries for help. One such room was a bedroom fitted with gas lines that would allow Holmes to asphyxiate his victims. Another room contained a secret hanging chamber where he could hang them. There was also a room that was completely sealed by brick that could only be entered via a trapdoor in the ceiling. Holmes would lock his victims in that room and leave them to rot. Additionally, Holmes also had a bank vault installed in his hotel where he would leave young women to perish. Number 2. Selling his victims to science. After H.H. Holmes was done with his prey, he disposed of them via a secret metal chute or a dummy elevator which led to the basement. There he and his assistant, Benjamin Pitezel, would dissect some of the bodies, strip them of their flesh, and craft them into skeleton models that were later sold to medical schools. The other victims, however, were buried in lime pits, incinerated in giant furnaces, or put in barrels of corrosive acid. Number 1. He was captured because of a horse. In 1894, after being screwed out of a $500 payday from Holmes, his former cellmate and convicted train robber Marion Hedgepeth began talking to the authorities about Holmes' insurance scams. While the police didn't have enough evidence to arrest Holmes for the scam, they were able to track him to Boston and apprehend him on an outstanding horse theft warrant from Texas. Once in police custody, Holmes was terrified of going back to Texas for the horse theft, so he confessed to faking Benjamin Pitezel's death by using a cadaver from a nearby cemetery. But the story didn't hold up under scrutiny after the investigator confronted Holmes about the name of the cemetery and its location. H.H. Holmes was convicted for the murder of Benjamin Pitezel and eventually hung by the neck until dead on May 7th, 1896, at the Philadelphia County Prison.
So, guys, oh my gosh. Alright, so I mentioned this before, but like, yeah, even this guy mentioned it. And I'm going to give credit so that I don't get copyright thing law. The source is from Forbidden Knowledge, a YouTuber himself. Anyway, H.H. Holmes was taking bodies and claiming them for insurance money. Imagine how you would feel if you had a loved one pass away and you don't know what happened to the bodies, and secretly somebody knew and they were claiming the money. I mean, I'm not saying it's about money whenever somebody dies, but say if you had an insurance policy that was supposed to help you live on, say, God forbid, it was your spouse or something, and you're like, okay, the body just disappeared. And nowadays, people make up shit nowadays, and they will just like, the cops and stuff will just be like, oh well, we don't know what happened. I mean, there's another story I'm going to get into shortly after this video. I'm going to start another one, but don't worry, I'm going to keep going with H.H. Holmes. Anyway, I'll talk about that more at the end. But getting back to H.H. Holmes, this guy, okay, you saw in the video that he originally got arrested for stealing a horse, and he confessed to one murder. And it's just messed up because all those other people, I feel like since he didn't confess, even though they found out he did do it, I feel like they confessed, they still didn't get justice, so their souls are probably still lingering in that hotel. I mentioned that he was married to 3 different women at the same time. So, I don't know, how do you want to look at this guy? A woman abuser, a murderer, a psycho genius? Because look at him as all 3, because I think he's just crazy. Like I said, don't come down, don't be talking to me, nothing in my sleeve. Like, I'm just saying, I'm trying to tell the story here. Anyway, he was married to 3 different women. I know one of them was Clara, Myrtle, and I think the third one was Georgina. And though he was going to divorce Clara, the first wife, because he had a child to her, a son, he's going to divorce her, but he wound up getting with Myrtle and then somehow wound up getting with Georgina. And it was about in the midst of this that he decided he was going to buy this pharmacy and turn it into a freaking murder maze. I mean, it had 51 doorways and 100 windowless rooms. Why would you do that unless you want to fuck with people's heads? Like, you'd open a door and it would be another door. You'd open a door and it would just be like a cliff almost. Or you'd open a door and it would be nothing. It'd just be a wall. Just weird shit like that. But in his head, he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly how this building worked. And see, this is where it comes back to torture. He enjoyed doing this to people, so they had nowhere to go when they went in his hotel. He knew where to be at the right times. He knew what he was doing. He knew his next victim. And, like, I guess basically what he would do is, okay, you're going to be in this room, and you're going to be in this room. He knew that room. He knew the doors, that they had no windows, etc., etc. So then he could just plan the murder out. He'd be like, okay, well, tonight I'm going to mess with, I don't know, some random name. I'm going to mess with Molly, and, she's going to open the door, and I'm going to just be there on the other side and freak the fuck out of her, and then I'm going to kill her. So he knew exactly what he was doing whenever he built this place, and still remains a mystery whatever happened to that pharmacist. Pretty messed up. Here's something I'm going to read. It says, he sold the skeletons of his victims to medical science. He had connections. So when he sold these, he was never caught because he had connections with the people. There it is again. He was making money. As I said before, he was a con artist. If he couldn't sell them and they were no good, usually after dissecting them and trying to turn them into skeletons that would be worth something, if it didn't work out, he would burn them in acid or break down the remaining evidence and put it somewhere, hiding them, burning them, or acid, like I said. He did have a business partner, Benjamin Pitzel. This guy had faked his own death so that His wife would collect his insurance money. Let's see what else it says here. $10,000 life insurance payment, which is a lot of money back then in the 1800s. So he faked his death, and he was also familiar with what H.H. Holmes was doing. And, these two were in cahoots together. So there was one part. Let me see if I can find what it said. Here we go. However, rather than find a cadaver look-alike for Pitzel, Holmes decided to just kill Pitzel. And this was whenever he had decided to fake his own death. And so that he would have a body, because H.H. Holmes, he had his freaking bodies, and he could have found one that was similar. I mean, he killed damn near 200 people. So he decided just to kill the guy instead of find a cadaver for him. So it says, Holmes rendered him unconscious with chloroform, then set him on fire. This guy is fucking, he's vile, man. Like, just doing stuff and not even caring. Later, Holmes claimed to have murdered 3 out of 5 of Pitzel's children as well. Wow. Like I said a few minutes ago, this guy had no mercy, whether you're woman, child, man, animal. No mercy. And he got his perks out of this. Like, when he built this hotel, he would have fun with the people. That was his way of torturing them. He knew, okay, you go this way, this is what's going to happen. And he'd probably, knowing him, he just sat there and knocked. And he's like, it don't matter what you do, you're going to die tonight. I mean, think about it, guys. That's pretty messed up. That is pretty freaking messed up. So I am going to end this video with a brief description of the murder castle. It's just the puzzle drawing of it, but it gives you a better insight on what the hell was probably going on in there and what most likely went on. So I hope this is a little more helpful to you guys to understand what this guy was doing and what this building may have looked like. And I want you guys to think about, imagine if you were in this building, imagine if it was one of those Halloween horror things where you could be in there for a night just to feel what it's like. You're not gonna die, but just to feel what it's like. So here we go. Hope this helps out a little bit. Alright, so yeah, I am using Google Images. I think these are probably the best photos. So you can see this is the top floor area. And you have your second story. Then you have your ground floor. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here. You got room service. I don't know what the hell's going on right here. This lady looks a little unhappy. Then this is a dead body here, obviously. I'm pretty sure that's a dead body crammed somewhere. And you got everything else. Everybody's just doing their normal thing. They have no clue. This person's trapped. And this is H.H. Holmes right here. And he is looking to be stabbing this person. He comes up from under here and kills her in the restroom. So whoever made this drawing knew some facts on him as well. I'm not sure what's going on with this lady right here. Like, she looked like she's fallen down through a damn door. How do you fall? I don't know what the hell's going on with that one. But anyway, there's a dead body here. And so everything looks normal from there. But going on to the next photo. This is what I really wanted you to see. This is the basement. So down here you can see he's dissecting his bodies. There's 2 bodies here. This is where he dissects them. He's got somebody ready up for torture because they're tied up. They're probably still alive. And he's got his tools laid out right here in his lab coat. Then here's where he would throw some of the bodies. You already got a pile of dead bodies there. Here's some skeletal remains. There's some skeletons. These are the ones that he would sell. Then you got a chute right here. This is the chute where he would throw the bodies down in, and then he would just dispose of them with acid. These 2 areas, just pour acid on them. And then of course you have your 2 furnaces, just like a crematory. My bunny says hello to everybody. This is just like a crematory right here. Burn the bodies, lose evidence. You know how that works. So I'm sorry if I sound sick right now. I have a cold, but yeah, this is just one of the puzzle pictures, but it gives you an idea of what exactly is going on in this murder castle. So that is it for tonight on the H.H. Holmes Part 2, The Killings. Believe me, there will be a Part 3 because this guy killed anywhere from 20 to 200 people, so there is a lot more to talk about. I want to apologize that I'm not myself tonight. I'm honestly not feeling well, you guys. But if you hang in there with me, I promise things will get better, and I thank you if you already have. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share my videos. If you have any requests, let me know. Email me at curiosity777@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below with your requests. I'm more than happy to do for I'm more than happy to actually help you guys out and make videos for you guys, because I love making videos, don't get me wrong. I may be down sometimes, but making these videos is what really makes me happy, because I just love murder, mystery, all that weird shit, aliens and stuff. We'll get a little more into that. So as well, I'm going to be starting a new series and look forward to that. I hope you guys will enjoy those as well. So you have a great night, and I hope you enjoy your week. This is I'm outie from Curiosity777. See you later, guys.